Welcome on in, everybody, here to the pregame Blitz from Kyle Field in College Station. Nathan King, joined with Jason Caldwell, Patrick Bingham behind the camera, Auburn at number 9, Texas A&M. Jason, it is the second straight, not only road test for this team, second straight road game against what is now both top 10 teams, because Oklahoma moved in to the top 10. It's no secret that this will be a difficult game for Auburn. Here, once again, they're about a touchdown underdog. But as we see it, I don't think Auburn's particularly overmatched in any one part of this game. Texas A&M has looked extremely strong offensively to start the season, but as we've talked about all week, Jason, defensively, maybe the Aggies a little bit gettable. I think that's where this game has to start. You and I have been talking about it all week. Hugh Freeze talked about it yesterday. Maybe they wish they would have stuck with the run a little bit better. Got to be able to run the ball with guys like Jeremiah Cobb, Jackson Arnold, and Damari Alston in this game to be able to give yourself a chance, because you're probably going to need to make an impact on the scoreboard today.
Yeah, no, you look at it, it's a very different defense, at least it has been to this point, than Oklahoma. Yeah. Oklahoma's a team that gambles a lot of twists, a lot of stunts, a lot of pressure. A&M's been pretty straight up, and now it didn't respond very well. They gave up a bunch of points to Notre Dame, and that Notre Dame offense is pretty good. But this A&M defense hasn't played particularly well up front. Can you get some opportunities to run the football if you're Auburn? You're right. Stay ahead of the chains, because you want to avoid third and long where guys can pin their ears back. No matter who it's been, Auburn has not been very good in those situations so far this season. But the other part of that is Jackson Arnold's got to get rid of the football, short passing game, use Jeremiah Cobb, use Damari Alston, use Brandon Frazier. Those 6-7 yard passes could be really, really important today. Yeah,
and Auburn's healthier offensively in this game. Obviously, you're without Horatio Fields, and we can touch on Perry Thompson's impact here in a second. But Connor Lew, him being completely off the injury report is a big deal. Jeremiah Cobb had that hip pointer, but it never really turned into much of anything for him. So everybody is healthier in this game. Yeah, you mentioned it, 11.5 yards to go per third down. Yeah. Against Oklahoma. You're not going to succeed against any team with that. And yeah, I mean, some of it, Hugh Freeze said it, probably about 50-50, the sacks were on Auburn's offensive line versus Jackson Arnold in that game. Auburn has to be able to move the ball a little bit more efficiently. It almost felt like last week was a little bit of boom or bust.
Yeah, correct.
With this offense through the air. We've seen that this season. We've seen little outs with Malcolm Simmons.
Correct.
We've seen, you mentioned in the Oklahoma game, they just backed way off of Cam Coleman in the second half. You've got to take advantage of that and make some of those quick throws.
Yeah, last week felt like last season. Yes. Where it was big plays, negative plays, big plays, negative plays. The word we talked about for the first 3 or 4 weeks was patience. It had been patience. Last week, we didn't see a whole lot of patience. I think you got to be patient today, because I think, look, the way your defense played last week against Oklahoma, Absolutely. You go, hey, they're going to give you a chance to win, but you got to be patient. I think Auburn offensively, take those 4 and 5 yard plays, move the chains, avoid third and longs. If you can do that, you're going to be in the game again in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and to give yourself an opportunity to be in the game in the fourth quarter, going to have another strong outing defensively. I think today is going to be about tying together some of the things we've seen from this defense early in the season. Yeah. They're number 3 in the country right now in yards per carry. Yeah. So that's obviously been something that's been a big strength for them. The passing game has been a little bit more of a question mark. They did pretty well against John Mateer. This is a big challenge. Mario Craver from Clay Chalkville in Alabama. Casey Concepcion was a very highly rated transfer from NC State. I think Marcel Reed is a better passer than he was last season.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good offense, but you have to be able to, like we were just talking about, put them in third and longs. Don't let them get rolling with Le'Veon Moss on the ground. Big challenge today for Auburn's defense, but I think if you look at, little areas in this game, Auburn's defense has been up to the challenge so far this season, and I think has done a good job of improving upon what they struggled with. Going to be their biggest challenge to date, I think, so far. As long as they've done what they've done the first few games, though, which is get some timely stops, get a couple turnovers like they've been able to do, they're going to have an opportunity in this one.
Yeah, and I think it's run game. I really do. Yep. And I think Marcel Reed, you just go ahead and group him into that. Can't let him run the football, get out, extend drives with third down runs. And then, they've got a couple of big backs. Auburn's done a good job so far against the run, but this is going to be the most committed run team they've played so far this season. And they haven't done it a ton either, but they've done it more. But Marcel Reed's a guy, you want it in his hands. Auburn has to get him off his spot. Even though it sounds crazy, you can't let him stand there and not feel pressure, but you have to do a good job of containing him. So this is a big day for Keldrick Faulk, Kieron Crawford, Jared Smith, DeMarcus Riddick. Like, you can't go full bore against a guy like this and give up rush integrity. So staying in your lanes, hemming him up is going to be the story of the day, in my opinion, for Auburn's defense.
Big day for Auburn's defensive backs. I mentioned those wide receivers that are tough to guard.
Really quick, explosive guys.
Yeah, a guy like Blake Woodby is somebody we had talked about this week, maybe getting a little bit even bigger of a role. We've seen Kensley Lador-Faustin kind of settle into that nickel spot. I mentioned this team getting healthier. Excuse me, Jay Crawford at corner I think makes a really big difference because that allows you to bring Rashawn Pleasant in, maybe move him around a little bit. So this secondary is at full strength, Champ. Anthony maybe is a little bit healthier. Speaking of getting healthier, Jason, special teams was obviously under the microscope, being something that was criticized against Oklahoma for good reason. I think it's a really big deal that Alex McPherson made some 50-yard field goals in practice this week. He told us earlier in the weekend after practice, look, he's been able to keep food down better, felt a lot stronger. I think just special teams overall, it's going to be, look, it's been under the microscope this week for Hugh Freeze and his staff. Cannot have those penalties on kickoffs. Got to give Rashawn Pleasant a chance. And then on field goals, they feel more confident in Alex McPherson right now probably than any point in the last month and a half.
I think, maybe any point since the end of the 23 season.
2 years ago,
so does he feel that way when they step on the field today? It's going to be warm. The good thing is it's not really humid. This is going to feel more like desert heat than maybe the humidity real hot game. So, hey, depth's going to be important, though, because it's going to be 90 degrees, back-to-back road games for Auburn. But I think you're right. Can you avoid the catastrophic special teams mistake today, and then hey, just make plays consistently? That would be a huge plus.
2:30 Central Time on ESPN. Auburn at number 9, Texas A&M. Should be a good one here in College Station. Keep it locked at auburnundercover.com. Have you guys covered throughout the day, Saturday and into Sunday. About to go on the Tiger Walk, so we'll get wrapped up here. For Jason Caldwell, Patrick Bingham behind the camera, I am Nathan King. We'll see you all over at auburnundercover.com.